I am here to speak with you about your extended warranty. Just kidding. Hello, my friends, and welcome to this Pick a Card tarot reading for what is coming for you. I pulled some cards. Actually, I pulled a card earlier from a tarot deck just to kind of see what y'all needed to hear, what the reading that you needed, and I got this hopeful, what can we expect? What hopeful, nice, beautiful thing do I have coming for me? And so it's very like I have hope, but I'm not really sure what for. And that's what we're gonna pull for today. It's just what's coming for you, essentially. But what is this nice thing that's coming for you? Okay, so just what's next? What's next for you? What's coming? What's coming to you? That's what we're going to do today. If you are new here, my name is Kim, and I am a psychic tarot reader and animal mystic, which means I'm a psychic and tarot reader who specializes in animals, both communicating with them a little bit, as well as how they come to us as spirit guides. So there's usually some animal flair somewhere in my readings, and it will present itself later, and we're going to pull some cards and blah, blah, blah. Okay, you know how a pick a card reading works. Here are your piles to choose from. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I'm good at words. Intuitively choose which card here speaks to you, and that will be your reading, that will be your pile. And links for that will be down in the description below, the timestamp to go to your reading. For pile number 1, we have the Observer. And if you like to choose via crystal, I have a jasper, an unpolished jasper here. Boop, there we go. For pile number 2, we have the Fates. The words on the card don't matter as much as the imagery, the feelings, whatever. And the crystal for that is a lithium quartz. For pile number 3, we have tock. And the crystal is a petrified palm. So this is petrified wood, specifically of a palm tree. Okay, now is the time to choose your pile. Do forgive me for the lighting. It is an overcast day and we are going hard on the artificial lighting. I don't love it, but everything here, just like life, is a work in progress. So now that I've said that and declared my annoyance, go ahead and pick your pile now. Trust your magic, trust your intuition, trust yourself. We have 2 rules: trust yourself and don't panic. So this is the moment to trust yourself. Choose your card, crystal, pile. Go with the first thing that comes in your mind, the first feeling, the first kind of desire, urge, whatever. And choose your pile now, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This is what is coming for you. This is what you can expect. This is what's next. This is what's headed your way in the very near future. We're just going to move our friends over here. Actually, we're going to kind of set this like that. There, we're going to need that space. I can tell you we're going to need this space, so we're going to do it that way. Okay. I'm first going to pull another oracle card from Wisdom of the Oracle. That's this deck here. All the decks I use will be linked in the description below if you would like to pick up a deck for yourself. After that, I will be pulling from the Aquarian Tarot. And lastly, I will pull from the Woodland Wardens Oracle for some little guidance there. So let's start with just one more oracle card here. Guides, messengers, ancestors with good intentions for us. What do my friends here need to know? What area of their life, what realm Can they be expecting something? We've got imagine. Okay. You know, initially I was going to say that maybe you're feeling at some stall in your creativity and you need some inspiration creatively, like a muse situation. But as soon as I was going to say that, something shifted in my mind and I heard like, it's almost as if you can't picture good things for you anymore. And so like it's like you can't even imagine feeling better, feeling fulfilled, feeling happy, feeling loved. It's like that isn't like, that's too far of a stretch for you. You can't even imagine, like that's a little shift in my brain happened that was like, hey, make sure you point that out. So I'm pointing that out for you. So we're going to explore with the tarot what feels unimaginable, but is not. It's actually possible and plausible for you. Like, that's the initial message I want to get across to you. What's coming? What's coming for my friends here? Whoa, did you see that card kind of like lift itself a little bit? Light glare. What's coming? Why does this matter? What can they expect from this? Feelings, changes. What can we expect from this thing that's coming? And what, if anything, can they do about it? Or should they do about it? Do they need to do about it? Any preparations or perspectives? What can they do about this? Okay. What are the 2 rules I just told you? Don't panic and trust yourself. Aha. Oh, fascinating. Okay. All right, I'm already hearing that you're smarter than you think you are. Okay, 3 of Swords. If you've ever had a tarot reading, or if you do this very often, not ever, but if you do this often, then I feel like, I mean, you can see it. This does not look like a great card. This is a card of heartbreak, betrayal. It's the breakups and the finding people cheating, and it's that kind of energy. I want to say that, so this was reversed, okay, which is yes. When this card comes out, if it's reversed, that's a yes. Okay. Because this is what's coming. It's coming. It's not, though. Or it's almost like I'm hearing the word validation, and I'm hearing proved wrong. I say this especially about relationships, and I used to say this when I was going through my own dating catastrophes and things, that I'm just waiting for the person who's going to prove me wrong. Like, I just expected people to not meet my expectations. I just expected people to not be good enough, so to speak. I just expected people to hurt me, and every time that happened, I said, see, I'm just waiting for the person to prove me wrong. I'm waiting for the person who is going to, when I expect them to not value me, and when I expect them to not prioritize me, when I expect them to not love me in a way that makes me feel loved, I'm waiting for them to prove me wrong with that expectation. And I'm feeling like that is what's coming for you, is that thing you say over and over again that says, well, okay, yeah, which ties into imagination. You cannot imagine a different scenario for yourself. So you are just expecting things to go awry. You're expecting things to fall apart. You're expecting people to hurt you. You're expecting people to not be honest. You're expecting this job to fall through, somebody else to get the credit. You're expecting to not grow the way you want to grow. You're expecting everything to fall apart is really what I keep hearing. You are expecting things to unravel and fall apart. And what's coming for you is this moment of everything falling apart. Not everything falling apart. This moment that's coming for you is things not falling apart. But that's what you're expecting, is that pain. And that's just not going to happen. So it's almost like what's coming for you is the thing you think is coming for you is not coming for you. And that's what's coming for you, is that surprise and that feeling of being proved wrong in like the best way. And that's where I say imagine is here, because it's like you can't imagine another scenario. You can't imagine things going right. You can't imagine things not falling apart and things feeling better and things getting better. And like that's exactly what's coming. You're about to be proved wrong in that expectation. And you're about to be proved that that unimaginable things are meant for you, great things. So that is initially what's coming, is this moment of being proved wrong. And it's going to be beautiful and eye-opening, still uncomfortable. I really want to bring that to your attention, where this matters because this is going to be a big teaching moment for you, especially in the realm of love. So we have Page of Cups and Ace of Cups, and there's a big old heart in this card, okay? So we also have some blue over here, which is water element, which is love. Okay, so I am definitely seeing that this could be in a lot of places. This could just be in the realms of where there's been a lot of big feelings in the past and things, but I feel like this is really speaking to love and relationships for most of you. So you're going to be proved wrong about how you think people are going to treat you and how you think this scenario is going to go. It's just, things are not going to fall apart, and you're going to expect them to. And that's really going to be a learning moment for you, because Page of Cups here, this student of love, okay? This is like Shakespeare when he's writing his great romance, okay? Like it's like you don't know where it's going to go. You don't know what these people are going to do, and that is you're like going to become almost this scholar of your dating life, because it's not going to his of your romantic life, I should say, because this could be a relationship you're already in, but like you're going to learn really quickly, not maybe really quickly, but you are definitely going to learn how uncomfortable it can feel to be somewhere good. Okay, it's like things have gone wrong so often that you kind of know what to do with that, despite the fact that you don't like dealing with that. You have dealt with that, and that's what you know, and you're about to learn a new scenario. And it's not the doom and gloom you thought it was. And as exciting and cool as that sounds, it's also scary, because I read once that we will always choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven, and you're about to experience some of that unfamiliar heaven, and it's unsettling, okay? It's unsettling. So like honor that in you. I'm not saying listen to that. I'm saying give yourself some grace, and don't be angry with yourself when you feel unaccepting and angry that things didn't fall apart, okay? It's because you don't know how to deal with anything different. And so, or it feels that way, but this is going to be a big learning experience, and this is why this matters, is this is really going to shape what you do going forward from here on out, because it's going to rock your world a little bit, where this belief of things can't work out for me and then something works out for you, it kind of makes you question, your intuition. It makes you question your past. It makes you question what can be possible in the future, and so use this as a learning experience as well as a joyful one. Okay, and it's going to feel very exciting though. Once you get over that initial like unsettling, this is such an opportunity for I'm getting the phrase, a new realm of love. So whether you're dating or you're in a relationship, this is going to really open your eyes to a newness. So it's either a new person, a new relationship, or it's going to evolve your current relationship into something even more beautiful and magical and loving, okay? This matters because it's teaching you something, but it doesn't have to feel that uncomfortable. You can allow this to be joyful. this is a joyful thing, okay? This is a joyful moment, and it's okay to let it be that. It's still new and exciting, but we can be new and afraid, or we can be new and curious, okay? Take the curiosity. Page of Cups here also is the student, curious, learning, researching, okay? So these two here being like, allow yourself to imagine this much better scenario and this much better life, okay? The Fool here is very interesting, reversed. Okay, so the Fool just jumps in with both feet, right? We don't know anything, we're just jumping in, okay? But the Fool reversed saying, and this is where when I first started your reading, I said, you're smarter than you realize, okay? So it's like, this feels very foreign, this joy, this moment of things working out for you, this moment of, oh, wow, not everyone is bad and terrible. That moment is very unsettling. You're smart enough to take your past experience and do something beautiful with this instead of taking your past experience and shutting this down. That's where Imagine comes in, saying this is your moment to imagine a different, happier life for yourself. It's almost like, don't limit yourself. Don't get in your own way. Don't self-sabotage, is what the Fool reversed is saying. So you're smart enough to not do that, okay? So if this were not reversed, I would say, hey, this is new and exciting. Jump in with both feet and just see what happens. But that is not the message you need, because that, you're instantly going to shut me down and say, no, I do know how this is going to go. I do know how I've been hurt in the past. I do know that things are going to fall apart. And so the Fool here is saying, yeah, in the past that has happened. And you're smart enough to take those lessons and apply them, not take those lessons and shut yourself off from the very, very, very beautiful love and happiness that is right around the corner from you. Okay, that's what you can do, is be smart enough to apply the lessons without stopping and putting up walls and saying no to things. Okay, learning from the past doesn't mean avoiding new experiences. Okay, just because you've had your heart broken in the past, the lesson is not never fall in love again. Okay, the lesson is do something different. The lesson is, what could I have done different? What could they have done different? The lesson is, okay, I've identified I have these needs in a relationship. I have these needs in my partner. Okay, and you're going to apply that to where you are now. That's what you can do, is apply the lessons to move forward instead of applying the lessons to stop yourself from happiness. I hope that makes sense, okay? Because this thing coming for you is really cool and exciting, okay? Okay, I'm going to pull from the Woodland Wardens deck just to see kind of the spirit animal guide who's with you, oh, you got 3 friends. Look at that. Just kind of, these guides are here to help you with some philosophy, with some just reminders, with some comfort and joy. Okay, these are your friends. This is the little team behind you, and you have a team. Okay, so we have Porcupine, which I love. We know when to put our spikes up and we know when to put them down, okay? The Caiman, alligator, crocodile situation, all right? And the hare and the oak. Well, I mean, we've got rabbit energy in what seems to be a love reading, so do with that what you will. I'm just saying, okay, it's not to be ignored completely, but also rabbit comes with speed, so we'll get there. Okay, here's what I want to say with these guys. This card says boundaries. Okay, boundaries are important. Walls and shells and armor, not so much. So Porcupine like walks around, right? And then, quills go out, right? ah, oh no, okay. They don't walk around with them out all the time so that no matter what, everybody pokes them, okay? They lay down and they're kind of smooth when they're comfortable and they're safe. And so this is where Porcupine says, hey, pay attention, okay? You're smart enough, now apply it. You're smart enough to know when the quills need to come up and when you can lay them down. Be smart enough to apply that discernment, okay? Don't poke them up all the time just because you can, okay? Shoot them out when you need to. Don't leave your quills out all the time, okay? Because like, look at this soft face, okay? You can be this soft, cute, nice thing and then those spikes out so you don't get hurt. But pay attention to that, okay? So Porcupine is echoing that. Beware of crocodile tears. Okay? Oh, interesting. This says dreams, and we're at imagine over here. These two cards are maybe also friends, okay? With this deck, I don't particularly go with all the keywords unless it's something that kind of stands out to me the way Boundaries did. But I really want to tell you to beware of your own crocodile tears. Where are we putting drama for the sake of drama? What is real? Okay, what is real? And what are you projecting onto this scenario due to past scenarios? Okay, so beware of your own projections in that way. Okay, your own crocodile tears that are these big fake tears that aren't actually coming from emotion. Okay, you're just putting that on there because this is what happened in the past. So the same kind of idea, but like specifically yourself. What are you putting onto this? What are you bringing? What are you ignoring that you shouldn't? That kind of thing. Not necessarily what the other people, any other people involved. Like, don't be looking for them to have crocodile tears. Where are your own crocodile tears is what I'm saying, okay? And the hair here, which we spoke about briefly a moment ago, but I also want to say that new opportunities, okay? First of all, that's on the card. This is a fast energy. That tells me that this is coming quickly, and that tells me that we also have a fox and a hare, which we're going to get to in a second. I hope I don't forget that. Okay, so this is coming quickly. This is something that you really can probably expect within the next few days or weeks. Once you settle into this new idea about yourself and love and things that can happen for you, a lot of things are going to fall into place and move very quickly. Don't freak out. That's just everything aligning for you and not taking its time, because you don't need it to take its time. This is going to move, okay? And that's really exciting. But I do want to bring up that you chose a card with a fox, and then we got this rabbit hare situation, okay? The prey of the fox. So what I need you to realize is, first of all, I need you to ignore my chipped thumbnail. I don't want to talk about it. Second of all, I need you to realize that this isn't you and your partner. This is all you. You are kind of both of these at the same time. You're this fox chasing this love, but then you kind of either the prey gets away from you, or the prey is, you catch it and it's unsatisfying and suddenly gone, and then you have to start over. Okay, it's not satisfying you, it's not sustaining you. Okay, so just another warning for you to be careful about the two roles, these two entities inside of you that are kind of, you know, that like saying with like, you have two wolves, which one you gonna feed? This is more like this doesn't need, especially with this being in reverse, this doesn't need to be this chase anymore. Okay. It's been a chase for you over and over and over, this cycle. Okay, that ends. The cycle is ending. That's the real thing that's coming, is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. Okay, this is the first card in a tarot deck, is the Fool. 0. The first card. Okay, this is the first card in the Cups. Ace. 1. Okay, New cycle. New. Page. Young. New. Okay? Also, new opportunities. Okay, rabbits, they punch out a lot of babies, okay, rapidly. And like, new cycle after new cycle, new life, new life. Okay, so new. This is a new cycle for you. This cycle of chasing the rabbit and it's not happening and it doesn't go as you want and that's ending. It will pick right back up again if you let it, if you don't listen, and if you don't allow this unfamiliar heaven to happen to you, okay? Okay, there you go. I hope this was helpful. I'm excited for this new cycle that's coming for you. This is crazy cool and unimaginably awesome. Even though it feels like that is not a possibility for you, it totally is, and it's beautiful, okay? Just be like your little porcupine friend, okay? So happy. They're a genuinely happy-go-lucky kind of critter. They're very fun to just watch. Highly recommend you look up some videos or visit them in a zoo. Very fun, very cute, despite the quills. Okay, but they don't stick them up all the time. Neither do you. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad that this is happening for you. Okay, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any more readings from me. And please help the earth help you by taking care of her. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Here is what is coming for you. I love the card that you chose. It is so pretty, and I love the idea of fates and destiny and like, let's see what's coming. Okay, we are going to start with the Wisdom of the Oracle, and then we will pull from the Aquarian Tarot, and lastly I will pull from the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck. And let's just dive right into it. Let's see. Guides, messengers, ancestors with good intentions for us. What's coming for my friends? What area of life? What do they need to know? What little realm of information do they need to help us understand? That's too many, friends. Yeah, we just need one. I know, I'm excited too. What do they need to know going into this? I think it's that one here. Co-create. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right, so here's what we're shaping up into. Okay, we've got some destiny at play. Probably, I feel like if you chose this card for pile number 2, blah, blah, blah. My brain's going faster than my mouth can keep up. If you chose the fates, the stars aligning kind of situation, I feel like you're hoping for something big, right? Like you're feeling like it's time for something big to happen in life. And I have co-create here, which, listen, I don't do pregnancy readings, but if that's something you're hoping for, now might be a great time to explore that as an option for you. We also have an egg here, so, okay. Also, collaboration, new, because it's create, right? So like, new project, not new necessarily. I want to say something that is being built with someone else. So we have the two really important parts are because this is a little bit of a collective reading, we've got co and we've got create. One of those two things is really going to matter to you in this reading. So we're going to set these here and let's pull some tarot and get some information, okay? Okay, what can my friends expect? What's coming for them? Maybe. Yeah, okay. This is like the tarot equivalent. This is like the tarot equivalent of destiny and fates. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, could go one way, could go the other. We don't know. We're gonna learn. Okay. Yes, a shift is coming. So if you were hoping for a big change, it's coming. Because this is a major arcana card. This is destiny, things that are really meant for us, things that we don't have as much of a say in. You know what I mean? The things that happen to us despite. Okay, so why does this matter? Absolutely the devil. Okay, absolutely the devil. I love it. Okay, but yeah, okay, that. We are dealing with a lot of your past. Here is what you can kind of expect from this. The feelings. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Lover's reversed. Oh my God, this is huge. This is ginormous. I am still, listen, I don't do pregnancy and medical readings, okay? But this is coming out with that vibe. Okay. Oof, what can they do about it? What do they need to do about it? What preparations or perspectives do they need? Don't overthink it. Okay. Destiny is here. Destiny is screaming at you. Destiny is shifting everything. If you're not feeling it all, I would be surprised if you're not already feeling. And like maybe you're not here to look for like hope that some big thing is coming. But it's like, okay, everything feels different and in turmoil and chaotic and like what is going on? Something big has to be going on. So either you're hoping something big is going to come and change or something already feels like it is big and changing. And you are right. Okay, so we have Wheel of Fortune, the Devil, the Lovers reversed, and the Page of Swords reversed, telling me right here, don't overthink it. Go with the flow, so to speak, but we're going to dive into this a little more for you right now. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. This could go either way. This chaos, this big change, okay? It's like so big in your life that I almost can't give a detail because like it's so personal. Like it's so personal, but like if you have been feeling that things are different or are about to be different, you are 100% correct. You are on point. Trust your intuition. Trust yourself. You're correct, okay? A big destiny shift is happening. It's like I'm seeing the wheels spinning. I feel like you know what this is about and you just are waiting for someone to say it out loud, but you know. And like I said, the detail on this is super murky because it's so personal that like a lot of people are, I mean, not a lot. I'm not a famous tarot reader, but there's more than one person receiving this reading. Not a lot of people, but more than one. So it's like, it's so personal that to give one would be just for one person. It wouldn't be applicable to everyone. It's definitely something. So the devil here in this position saying like why this matters, and like this matters to you because I want to say you've seen this before. I want to say this came around and you missed the opportunity. You're feeling some missed opportunity energy. Because when this thing has come around before, you chose poorly. But you relied on old habits and it's almost, I want to say you were not mature enough to deal with it. You didn't have the emotional intelligence, you didn't have the maturity that you have now and the wisdom that you have now. And that's where you need to be careful, is because you're instinctually going to want to run away or deny or say no or fall into very old habits, borderline addiction type, but like I'm not getting like actual like drug addiction or alcohol or anything like that. This is like a habit. Okay, those are habits. But like this is like a coping mechanism that really isn't that healthy and isn't that helpful and has been limiting you and holding you back. This big shift, and I might have to pull some more on this. This big shift is going to trigger you, is what I'm saying. It's going to trigger all of those things you did in the past to avoid uncomfortableness, to avoid growth, to avoid conflict, to avoid dealing, okay? And that is not what you should be doing. That's why this matters, is because it's here to show you. Because Page of Swords, Page is a student, okay, but we'll get here. But this is going to trigger you, and that's why it matters. Is because you are going to be forced to deal with this thing that's going to surface all kinds of feelings and coping mechanisms that you do not need anymore. They do not serve you. Okay? Lovers in reverse here. We're not going to panic that this is reverse. So we have the Lovers in this spread position of, I just said Lovers in spread position. That was gross. Sorry about that. My apologies. In the position of this particular layout, this is the position for how is this going to feel? What can we expect from this? Okay, and I feel like the trigger that's going to come up for you is a feeling of being unloved. And so you can expect that specific feeling of, I don't matter, nobody loves me, guess I'll go eat worms. Just kidding. I don't know. Does anybody know that song? Did I just like age myself horrifically? Okay. But I want you to understand that that's not real. Okay. Just because it feels like you're unloved does not mean you're actually unloved. Okay. And I think that that's where the Page of Swords here to say, what can you do about this? How can you prepare? What perspective do you need? And the Page of Swords, which is just this massive student, okay? Swords is the suit of logic and knowledge and thinking, okay? This is reversed, okay? Which means do not overthink this, okay? Because it is going to be so tempting to overthink this whole situation that's going to land yourself into feeling unloved. You're just going to think, okay, I'm feeling unloved, I'm feeling unlistened to, I'm feeling like I don't matter, I'm feeling like, which is crazy and interesting to me, that co-create and the Lovers reversed, which are kind of opposites. These are conflicting, okay? And so that's where I tell you that just because you feel unloved doesn't mean it's not true. Just because you feel alone doesn't mean you are. And so it's going to be very important that this is going to trigger that feeling for you. This is going and that's something you can kind of expect, is this feeling of I'm unloved and I'm alone. That's what's going to lead you to overthinking the entire situation, so that this Wheel of Fortune is going to spin you into sadness and actual alone loneliness type stuff, okay? So like, don't overthink when you get in these feelings. Feel your feelings and then recognize what's real. Honor what happened to you in the past and who you used to be, and then recognize who you are now and who you want to become. That's what is going to spike this to be the fates working in your favor instead of the fates letting the opportunity pass you by until a new cycle comes around. So keep in mind that what is meant for you will not pass you by. Okay. And that's kind of why I say this is something that has come around before, and maybe you won't recognize that at first, but that's why I say there's like a missed opportunity, because this has come around and you either weren't ready or you fell into these unhealthy coping mechanisms that, because you were feeling unloved, you sort of self-sabotaged your way out of something really great and fantastic. And And the Page of Swords reverse here says, don't do that again. Don't think yourself out of this fantastic thing. It's just not going to help you. Yes, it didn't go well for you in the past. That doesn't mean it can't go well for you in the future, because you're not meant to be alone. You have co-create. Co-create, okay? The Lovers are here. They're in reversed because in the past it left you feeling alone, okay? You're not alone. It just feels that way. So make sure that you don't think yourself out of this great, big, beautiful thing. And I want to see, can we get some clarity on what is shifting for them? How is their destiny evolving, their purpose? What is coming for them? Just get some clarity on the Wheel of Fortune, please. Nobody wants to come out because they know that it is very, very personal and this is a collective reading. Come on, I trust that you can give me some light, Byron. I think that's 2 cards. Okay, let's see what we have here. 5 of Pentacles. 9 of Swords reversed. Okay. So I'm seeing the anxiety here, okay, that led you to some coping mechanisms that worked at the time or that you just decided to use because they ended up making you feel better. But that 9 of Swords here reversed, echoing this same notion to not, just because you feel in love doesn't mean you are. Okay, just because you feel anxious doesn't mean there's a real fear. Sometimes there's a real fear. I'm not saying that anxiety doesn't matter. I'm saying that sometimes anxiety is based on things that might happen, not things that will happen, or things that you feel like could happen but are not going to happen, okay? So 5 of Pentacles telling me this is a money situation. And you are very nervous that this situation is going to pass you by because it has passed you. Oh. Excuse me. I got a phone call. That was Indiana Jones is my voice thing. I'm sorry if you heard that my ringtone, but like money, Indiana Jones, we're going to use that because there's a reason that happened that shouldn't have cut through based on the do not disturb stuff I have turned on. God, I almost want to say that there's like a family heirloom that's going to come up that's worth some money that you said no to in the past, and now is the time to say yes because it's going to change your future. And that could be something, that could be a person who comes up from your past that you said no to in the past, but like there was some definite no energy. There's a missed opportunity with money. There's a missed opportunity with money that is going to come around again, is what I'm seeing. Okay? Well, let's move these about. We're gonna, because these two have to do with you and you can't see because of the light glare. Okay. Definitely a missed opportunity with money. Okay, this has something to do with I'm seeing a shift in your money situation. There we go. The words found me. Okay. But if you fall into old habits and old coping mechanisms, especially spending, budgeting, saving, okay? If the last time you got some money, you let it burn a hole in your pocket and you spent it unwisely, it's going to leave you feeling awful. Okay? Maybe don't do that. Okay? I see a change in your money situation in that more is coming. And it's going to be really important for you to not overthink it into losing out on the money, spending the money too fast, whatever. But there's a change in your financial situation coming, whether it's a promotion, whether it's a new job, whether it's you winning the lottery. That I can't tell you, but I can tell you that co-create over here, saying that it has to do with other people. And the last time this happened, it left you feeling unloved and alone. So don't do that. Don't think yourself into this problem, or you're going to repeat this cycle, okay? You have a change. I'm glad that we were able to dig into that a little bit. I can't give you anything more specific beyond that, but your financial situation, I see, is... Okay, let's pull from the Woodland Wardens and see what animal spirit guide is with them at this time. What comfort do they need? Oh, little squirrel, be prepared. Absolutely, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, you know what? This guy, this little weaselly guy was with there, and I wasn't sure if they were going to come out, and then I flipped it and saw who it was, and I was like, that actually makes sense with the devil here. So here's what I'm seeing. Okay. Squirrel says, be frugal, pay attention, okay, make good choices. Winter's coming, it is fall, this is the time to prepare, to store, to save, to fatten up, okay, for the winter. And like, you've been in the winter and you know how that feels financially, and it's awful, okay? This marten, okay, member of the weasel family, okay, the marten says, don't weasel yourself out of this opportunity. Okay, be smart. Weasels are very, very smart. This lines up with this Wheel of Fortune, where this could go either way, all right? This could be great for you and change everything for the better, or it could kind of do what it did last time. And like I said, maybe you didn't even notice this opportunity because you talked yourself out of it before you even got the money, whatever it is. But like, this could go really good or really catastrophic. And the weasel is so smart that they can weasel themselves into something fantastic, or weasel themselves out of something fantastic, weasel themselves into trouble. Okay, and that's where you need to not overthink it. Keep it simple, okay? And remember what is real and actual, okay? Just because you feel alone doesn't mean you are. Co-create here, saying you are not alone, okay? You're not alone. You also have this little marten and this little squirrel who are with you, helping you along the way. One on each shoulder, saying, hey, actually this guy's probably too big to be on your shoulder. Is following you around, you know what I mean? Very Golden Compass, if you've read that book, okay? Just like this little animal friend who's there with you, just, you know, so even if you feel alone with people, you're not alone. You have a team of spirit guides and ancestors and guardians who are with you, helping you through this, okay? So you do not need to overthink this. Just feel intuitively, okay? How can you prepare? How can you be frugal? How can you use this wisely, okay? And if you don't know, ask an expert. Okay, don't ask somebody who's not in the financial situation that you want to be in. Okay, do a little research, but don't overthink the feelings aspect. Just because you feel alone doesn't mean you are. That's a really big message in this, okay? Your financial situation is going to change for the better. Do not overthink yourself into old habits. Because it's going to trigger some yucky feelings for you. Don't let that trigger lead you to bad habits. Okay, you have a little squirrel, a little marten being don't weasel yourself into trouble. Prepare and make smart decisions and ask. Okay, research it, but don't overthink it. I hope this was helpful for you. This is very exciting. This is very, very exciting. I know it sounds a little scary, but it's very, very exciting. Just please do not allow yourself to be triggered into repeating this cycle of, oh, this opportunity, and oh, I said no to it because I'm feeling uncomfortable and alone. And you're not alone. So look around, because you're not alone. You're not alone. Okay. I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Remember to help the earth, help you, and subscribe so you don't miss any future readings from me. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Here is what you can expect in the very near future, what's coming for you, what big, beautiful thing is happening, okay? I see you're a little stressed, okay? The fact that you chose this card tells me you're feeling a little stressed, okay? And that's okay, that's okay. It's because you care about your life. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be stressed, right? Right. Okay. We are going to start by pulling one more from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and then we will pull from the Aquarian Tarot, and lastly, we will pull from the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck and get a sense of everything happening for you, what you can do about it, what you need to know, all that jazz. Okie dokie. Here we go. Guides, messengers, and ancestors with good intentions. What do my friends here need to know? What area of their life, what message do they need in learning what is coming for them? What's coming for them? What beautiful, wonderful things. Building blocks. Oh, you know what's wild? I love that. Okay, this is crazy. I almost chose this card to be one of the cards for the pick a card, specifically for pile number 3. Which is wild, because I bet if I had chosen this card would have come up. So that's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna build on this. Okay, well, building blocks. She's so funny. Okay, foundations. Firm foundations, strong foundations. Okay, that we're ignoring the chip in my nail. I'm just telling you that right now. This doesn't exist. Cool. Okay, this is about foundational things. This is about, I almost want to say home life, family, okay, especially past inner child type stuff. And we'll get into that with the tarot, but I want to say that, see these specific coming out. This is crazy. Okay, it's not crazy. This is validation and confirmation, and I love that. Okay. You can't rush the foundations. Okay? You cannot rush the foundations. If you rush the foundation of a house, the house will fall down as soon as the wind blows. Okay? You cannot rush your foundations. So make sure you're doing the work. It's like crap on my table all the time. Who is she? She's chaotic. She being me, okay? But you cannot rush the foundation work. You cannot. There are details you can rush sometimes and shortcuts you can take, but you cannot take shortcuts and rush the base layer. You need that. Okay, now, what is coming for them? What exciting thing is coming for my friends here? What's coming for them? What is, I think it's this one. Okay, why does this matter? Why does this matter? That's why it matters. Okay, what can they expect from this? How's it gonna feel? How's it gonna go? What's the general vibe of this situation once this happens? It's gonna feel distracting, I feel like. Interesting. Okay, what can they do about it? What preparations can they make? What perspective do they need? How do they need to handle this? What matters? It's this card down here. Okie dokie. Lots of reversals. Okay, yeah. Okay. Ooh, super interesting that the Hierophant is here in reverse, which is such a card of tradition. Okay, tradition and I want to say ceremony, but it's like the Hierophant is the building blocks of, our spirituality, who we are, our values and things. And so but that's in reverse. That is wild. We're gonna touch on that, but we're gonna start with what is coming, which is the Six of Swords. And I have to wait and feel like if this is reversed or not, because I want to say that it is, which is really interesting. You think you would be leaving and you're not. You get to stay, is another way to phrase that. You get to stay. That's the phrase that came in my head. And I feel like that is good news. So see, this card, we're sailing away, we're leaving things behind, but in a very big decision way, not in a this happened to me way, in a I've decided to move on. I've decided to move on, really. It's a transitional type card, and that isn't happening. Something is going to influence that is going to allow you to stay where you are. And like I said, that I feel like this has to do with the home. I feel like it's almost like there's a job transfer and now you don't have to move, or there was a home living situation that's going to change so that you don't have to move. I'm hearing you don't have to move. I'm hearing you don't have to oh, interesting. Now I'm hearing you don't have to move, but you still can if you want. Okay. Interesting. Wild. Okay, yeah. So that's what, okay. Six of Swords. Okay. Remember how I said that this is like a decision? This is like you're deciding to move on. You're deciding to move on. That's exactly what I said, and I said it twice then too, I feel like. But it's like something's going to change that is going to make it so you don't have to stick with that decision if you don't want to. The thing at work, the thing at home. However, you can still, and that's why this matters. See, that's the position of this card, is why. That's what I asked. Why does this matter? Because you can still undo this foundation and set up a new one if you want to. That's going to be a personal choice. I cannot make that decision for you, okay? And yes, it's a pick a card, but it's still a bit of a collective reading, so that decision is going to be different for each person who is watching this specific reading, okay? This matters because you don't have to follow the tradition and do what you should do. This is such a card. I almost don't like this card a lot of times because this tells you what you should do. This comes a little bit with obligation and expectations, okay? And this change, whatever change this is in your home life or in your work life, that makes it so you no longer have to leave, you no longer have to move on. You can still move on if you want to. Just because you should stay doesn't mean you have to. Just because you shouldn't change doesn't mean you can't anyway. And that's the beauty of this thing for you, is now you have this TikTok energy here where it's like you're gonna have to make a decision. And the thing is it's like this change is going to come. And I feel like people are going to expect you to say, oh, cool, I don't have to move now. I don't have to leave now. This doesn't have to change now. They're going to assume it's not going to, where you might throw a wrench in those plans and say, I think I'm going to go anyway. I think I'm going to try anyway. I think I'm going to change anyway. Which is amazing because now you get the choice. Where before it didn't feel like you had a choice. It felt like your only option was to move on. Your only option was to follow the job transfer. Your only option was to move out of your house, was to separate from your partner. Okay, where now you don't have to. There's been a change, or there will be a change, where now you get to choose, should I stay or should I go? Let me know if you want a reading on that, because that song has been playing in my head a lot lately, and so I feel like I need to do a pick a card reading on should you stay or should you go. Do comment below if that would be helpful. But that's going to be really personal. And some of you should move on and some of you should stay. Sometimes that family obligation matters, and that's what you have to really look at and decide. So 4 of Cups here, remember where I said, oh, I feel like this might feel like a distraction. Like there is a distraction here, and the distraction is obligation and responsibility, family ties, okay? You can love your family and be a good family member and help your family and still leave. You don't have to cut people off. Maybe that is what the situation calls for, but that doesn't mean you have to cut off everybody. If you are separating from your partner, your spouse, it doesn't mean you have to cut them out completely. It doesn't mean you have to cut off their family whom you may love completely. None of those things, Hierophant is reversed here, which means none of those things are actual rules. They're rules we've placed upon ourselves, okay? So the 4 of Cups here is saying make sure you're paying attention to what actually matters. Not what you've been told matters, not what society says matters, not what your religion, your job, your family, your elders, your friends, mentors, like they're going to tell you all kinds of things that matter, but you're the only one who can decide what matters to you. And the beauty of this whole thing, like I said, is that you get to decide. This has been turned into a choice. And you really have to feel your feelings and look at what is a rule and what is an obligation that's an actual responsibility and an actual rule, and what is made up. What is not your responsibility, and make the decision based on what is your actual responsibility and what your own personal rules are that work for you and what means something to you. Okay, that's what this is. Now, what can you do about this? Okay, we have King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, King of Pentacles, we have a lot of earth energy going on with building blocks here. Okay, so like I said, this really has to do with home life, I feel like, and maybe even your job. Pentacles says that, work or home, kind of says the same thing here. King of Pentacles is a master, defender, aggressor, okay, in the realm of home, family, and work and money. Now, this is reversed, which means I was almost going to say you are not a master in this realm, but I feel like you need to not listen to whomever is claiming to be an expert. If you are claiming to be an expert in home and family, whether that is a religious leader, a patriarch or matriarch of the family, the person in charge, okay, whether that is you or someone else, they are not the expert that they think they are. So either you think you know what is best for you and you don't. You need to you're looking at the wrong thing. It's actually this one up here, not one of these. Okay. These are me saying that like you see these as your responsibility, and you see these as your obligation, and you see these as the things that matter, when the thing that is actually your responsibility is up here that you're not even paying attention to. So you need to soul search that. I'm glad this card is here to say that it's really important for you to look at that and understand what is actually your responsibility and what actually matters to you, not just what you've been told is your responsibility and what matters to you. So King of Pentacles here saying don't listen to whoever's claiming to be an expert, especially if there's somebody who says, hey, I know about this stuff. I know what's best for you, and I really am feeling like it's a religious leader or even spiritual guru like myself. I am not a spiritual guru. I will never claim to be a guru of any kind. I am not an expert. I just open my mouth and the words fall out. I'm a messenger, okay? You are the expert of your own life. And if you, like I said, if you feel like This expert you should listen to may be you, because you think you are an expert on yourself and your emotional intelligence and all these things. And I heard something the other day. If you feel like you are emotionally aware and an emotionally intelligent person, but all self-aware, that's what it is. If you feel like you are very, very self-aware, but can only name the things you need to work on or name your flaws, but you cannot name the things you are good at, you are not actually self-aware. You are self-critical. Those are different. I feel like someone here needed to hear that, so I said it, okay? Whoever claims to be an expert on home, family, job, they may not be. Listen to yourself. We have 2 rules here. Don't panic and trust yourself, okay? Trust yourself. And then do examine that. If you say, okay, well, I know myself very, very well. Well, if you do not know your good traits as well as your negative traits, then no, you're just self-critical. So if you find that you are just self-critical and not self-aware, don't listen to the self-criticism, okay? It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. Okay, let's pull one last bit here. Who is with them at this time? What animal spirit guide is guiding them, comforting them, whispering truth and wisdom to them? Who is here to guide them? Who is the expert on them? Whose intentions are for them and them alone? Who can they count on? Go with the flow, baby. The trout. Purification. Isn't that interesting? I said there was like a religious aspect to this. I don't love the word purification. I don't always love the keywords in this deck. But that pinged me, so I'm going to say it. If this is a spiritual person, another, you're psychic, another reader, maybe you are in a Patreon or a mentorship with a, someone, even if it's just a content creator who's putting out readings and messages and things online, who claims to be an expert, that word is a red flag for you. So that's why purification. Okay, you don't need to be purified. Okay, I know it says purification in this card, but it's like you don't need to be purified. Okay, you don't need to leave home in order to be purified. You don't need to stay because you're waiting to be better. You know what I mean? Like, no. You're wonderful the way you are. You're wonderful and fabulous and incredibly magical and so fantastic exactly the way you are. So fish are filters. They eat a lot of the algae and the bugs and the things to keep the balance of the ecosystem of the river and of the lake and of the pond and all of those things, okay? And so I think filtration is what's important for you. Like I said, purification pinged me because we've got Hierophant here, right? It's just like, okay. Don't listen to any spiritual expert. I'm not don't listen to me either, if that is what your intuition is telling you, okay? What I'm saying is to filter the information and the data that you're getting so that you can pay attention to what really matters, so that you can determine what really matters. You're going to run these feelings and run these thoughts and run these ideas and plans through your own personal filter. And the trout is here to help you with some actual self-awareness and some actual calm and peace, okay? Because, we go with the flow. We're a fish, we go with the flow. You know what I mean? And you're going to be going with the flow, saying, yes, this is for me. No, that's not for me. Yes, this matters. No, that one doesn't matter. Okay? Run everything through your own personal filter. Every idea, every thought, every feeling, okay? Every plan, every opinion you get, run it through your filter. Is this true for me? Does this matter to me? Is this actually my responsibility? And then act based on those intuitive feelings, okay? And I will recommend a therapist if you don't have one and if it is accessible to you. Maybe some free online content if a therapist is not accessible to you, to help you understand the things that matter to you and the things that are just told that matter, and you've decided those are truths, okay? So some mental health work there will really go a long way for you. So there you go, okay? Please, if you take anything from this message, it's please filter out what matters and what doesn't, and pay attention to what is actually your responsibility and what isn't. That's going to help you determine if you should stay or if you should go, and you don't have to go. Maybe you won't even recognize the change, okay? The thing that's coming for you, you may not even see it. It may be something that happens behind the scenes that has shifted this, where you think you have to leave, but you don't, where you think you have to move on, move away, move somewhere else, shift and change. That is now your decision. It's not something that has to happen. Or it will become your decision, and it either has happened or it will happen. That's what I'm seeing. So please make sure you understand what is actually your responsibility and what actually matters to you. Okay, so that you can build good foundations and all these things, okay? So you can be less stressed about it. Because this is not an inevitable thing anymore. This is a decision thing, which you can choose to or choose not to, based on what is best for you. I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know if a pick a card reading on should I stay or should I go is something that would be helpful in addition. And take what connects, leave the rest. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my future readings like this one that may be coming up. And I'm just so glad you're here. So glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Please remember to help the earth help you by taking care of her. And I will see you in my next reading. Bye.